wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com, and this is your November 2021 video horoscope for all the 12 signs. And we're going to focus on the eclipse, which is happening in Taurus, and a few other important events. November is a bit more tense, but I'm going to lead you through that, prepare you. So, hopefully, forewarned is forearmed. And I just want to announce that my 2022 video horoscope for each of the 12 signs are ready. Last year we sold like 10,000 and this year they're coming out now. They're a discounted price of $12 till the middle of November. After that they go to the full price, and each sign is 2 hours. And you can also get all 12 signs for the price of just 4 or something like that, the whole package. Anyway, let's start with the 2021 November horoscopes. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Wow, that's probably the biggest month for you this year, Scorpio. Oh, a lot of changes, a lot of new beginnings. The month starts with a new moon in your sign, which is about renewal. And especially if you're born around the 4th or 3rd, 4th, 5th, you're going to feel that the next 12 months will be full of new beginnings, new surprises out of the blue for you. But for everyone, this is the renewal of their life force energy. So if it's your moon in Scorpio, might be new beginnings, powerful new beginnings from the 4th onwards in your personal life and relationships. If it's your sun, in your career, in your goals for the future, in your vitality, renewal, ability to come out and become more public and visible, and initiate new project. If it's your ascendant, in all areas of your life, that you can feel some renewal physically as well, and opportunity to start something new. But because this full moon is exactly opposite Uranus, exactly the sun and moon will be exactly opposite Uranus, it can feel more disruptive. Sudden, those new beginnings might be a bit unexpected. It can feel like a bit too big of a change. Oh my God, my son's ascendant is exactly there, 12 degrees. That's when we're moving to a big house and he's starting school. Poor Scorpio, poor bugger. Well, it will come a bit as a shock to him, but translated on grown-up people, maybe because of outer circumstances, because Uranus is in the 7th house. So because of others, some new beginning will come into your life. Might feel a bit disruptive or surprising, or a bit more stressful, because I know all changes for Scorpio they feel like life and death changes. Nothing is taken as everything is very important for Scorpios. That's living with a double Scorpio. I realize how intense every change is experienced. But new beginnings for you, and they might be somehow connected to a relationship or for external force that triggers it because of the Uranus opposition, and it's quite surprising, and then around the 10th, Mercury and Mars are joining in your sign. You're Mars, because Mars rules you. There'll be increased flow of information around the 8th, 9th, 10th, and that you're busier, more communications, more interactions are happening, that you're connecting with more friends. Mercury rules your 11th house. You're doing more business transaction communications, but as well it's stressful because it's Mars after all, and Mars gets, because it's happening in your sign, you can blow up more easily, you can get more easily frustrated at people, and you can get with friends or people that you're communicating. Plus on the 10th, exactly when they're joined together, Mars and Mercury, they exactly square Saturn. That's a hard energy. The frustration will feel real. There might be some stress happening in regards to your personal life, home, family life, connected to parental responsibilities or nurturing, or with parents. There might be some situation or something to do that breaks at home, has to be fixed, or some complicated situation connected to home, property. But it can feel a bit more tense, especially 7, 8, 9, 10th is especially strong. And because Saturn rules your third house of travel, I would advise, if possible, don't travel on the third, because Mars receives square, makes a square. The planet of traveling, Mars, that rules your third house of driving, makes a square to the planet that rules your physical body. It might get more complicated, you know. And so, just the 10th. The 10th is more critical day, and then Mars, your planet, on the 17th makes an opposition to Uranus. Surprising developments with partners, partnerships, contracts, agreements, something new out of the blue you can do. It might be exciting, you know, something unprepared and something unexpected, more spontaneous. But for some of you, might be some kind of a face off with a partner around that time in a stressful situation. And then there is an eclipse in your seventh house. It's starting. This is the first eclipse that will fall on the axis of your first and seventh houses, and they will continue for a year and a half. And I always have seen, and this is an ancient Vedic rule, if eclipses are happening in your first and seventh houses, they consider it from ascendant and moon, not so much from the sun, but I would include the sun as well. This is especially from if it's your ascendant or your moon in Scorpio. This is when fated relationships happen, when marriages happen, or when some divorces can happen, or like the fated developments in your personal life. And this eclipse is happening in your seventh house. This is like with the moon, lunar eclipse with Rahu. And the sun is, of course, here then in your sign, which means that the limelight goes into your relationships, some development, some very important development, especially if it's your ascendant around 25 to 30 degrees, or your moon or your sun from 25 to 30 degrees in Scorpio. This eclipse really affects you the whole month of November plus 6 months ahead. It can mean like huge change in your life. If it's your sun in those degrees, it can mean like a big shift in your career, change and turn around with your goals, some big fated development with important men in your life, father, husband, boss figure. In your career, big change. If it's your ascendant, those degrees, big shift in your relationships. Maybe something very important will happen in the life of your partner that creates a big change, or big change in your business partnership, for example. But this one in particular can indicate Rahu. It's with Rahu, it's a full moon, which means a culmination. Maybe you can see the results of some contract, or and see the results of some collaboration that you've made and receive the benefits from it. Or if you've been, you know, for some of you might be also, if you're working on some project together with someone, you might be completing it and seeing the results of it again. For others, might be completing some project connected to sales, to clients, and seeing the results, like sales, something important happening with sales. For others, might be more on the personal level. Sometimes, unfortunately, eclipses can mean a crisis connected to a relationship with a client, or with business partner, or with your marriage partner, or boyfriend, girlfriend, that create some reversal in the relationships, bring some light, and some important decision has to be made in regards to a relationship. If a relationship is good, it can take the next level. For example, within a month that you get engaged or something. But for sometimes it can indicate that it might be the end of a relationship, because full moon eclipse is something that is reached, it can grow more, and it can create some changes in the relationship as well. So forewarned, you know. But as I said, it might be some fated relationship for you. If you're the last 5 degrees of Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, you know, 25 to 30, for some of you can be meeting love of their life. As I said, around eclipses, some of the most important fated events happen in life. And then another important thing is that Venus is entering in your third house and will stay there till the end of February 2022. It's rare for Venus to stay in a sign longer than 20-30 days, but because in December and January it will start going retrograde, so Venus will really bless this third house of yours, and it's making sextile to your sign, which is a supportive aspect. It's protecting you. Despite of all those eclipses, it's kind of sending you some protection. And What does it mean, by the way? When Venus for 4 months will be in your third house, everything third house will become more pleasant and easier. You start enjoying reading more, spending more time on social media. You can receive some help from acquaintances, teammates, workmates, people that you're in your everyday environment. You can improve your relationships with siblings, with relatives, with neighbors, with teammates. You can start some project from November in a small group environment or some commercial project or some business or marketing, advertising or client connection or social media or internet or some uh, product branding or any project that uses the hands or some educational project, because third house is also learning or learning some new skill, and all of those things might take you 3-4 months but will give you a lot of pleasure and joy, and almost like an escape from all the other madness happening around, with so much happening in your first house, with so many new beginnings happening for you, big changes in your relationships as well, some big pivotal, some of the most important things are happening in your life, as I said. But Venus there, you can get some really good advice from teammates, mates. Some of your way to relax might be to chat with friends on the phone, on social media, to read or to watch documentaries, or whatever you like to read, to books. Or some of you might start some writing project or media project. Third house rules writing, media, communications, and they really are going to enjoy it. Or maybe start a website that you're gonna design and you're really gonna enjoy doing it. Some of you might start a new friendship or acquaintance or with an associate that can be beneficial for you. Uh, Plus, your communication with partners can improve, because the rule of the seventh house Venus will be for 4 months in your third house of communication, and you have some deepening of your communications, plus doing together more things that are considered like hobbies, trips, with your partner, for example. Or you can do in a partnership some media project or some art project. Third house uses the hands as well, or some project that is connected to business development of some sort, some business administrative project together. And you're going to enjoy this process. This is Venus. For some of you, it can be the buying of a car. For some of you, it can be making new friends and mates. Maybe for my son, it will be that. Maybe he'll fall in love with his daycare and enjoy the learning and studying. Plus, it gives you a lot of joy from learning and studying, especially if there's, learning new skills is hard. Learning to play the instrument, meeting new people, it's hard. These are all third house activities. Learning to use a new software is hard. Learning to, I don't know, drive a car, all those things are hard. But when Venus is in the third house, actually, you'd notice that you're enjoying it a lot more. You're enjoying the process of learning. If you start any projects about teaching, communication, media, they'll flow lovely, or websites and anything like that. So you have the green light for that, and things will go well there. Improvement of relationships with siblings, as I said, to teammates. You might enjoy chatting away with friends much longer, reading popular magazines, such kind of stuff, reading love romance books, or just hobbies, because third house is the hobbies. Is it knitting? Is it whatever it's your hobby? You'll be enjoying a lot more of those, and this will be like your source of comfort somehow. So there you go. Plus, you can find love if you're looking for love. Third house is with colleagues, with mates, online. If you're out on the streets and about, traveling somewhere, in the store, in the shop, when you're in your everyday communications and interactions, or with the people from your everyday environment interacting, in those processes, love can come. Or on some trip, third house rules trips. Anyway, thank you so much, Scorpio. Very interesting, very intense month, but with a lot of opportunities for you. And check out my 2022 calendar. It's 124 pages. It shows all the meanings of the eclipses, full moons, new moons of 2022, all planets moving into signs, what it means, becoming visible, invisible, retrograde, direct, all the aspects that will happen in 2023. And you can plan your year ahead, or just check your sign or sun, moon, or ascendant for the 2022 video horoscopes, which I have completed 2 hours per sign. We sold 10,000. Yeah, wow. Last year, it's crazy. And there was just one refund from a Virgo because they didn't like it was not to order, but my style is not to order. So, anyway, thank you so much.